John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown, was an American serial killer who was active during the 1970s. Gacy was born on March 17, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised in a middle-class family and had a difficult relationship with his father. Gacy was convicted of a sexual assault in 1968 and served 18 months in prison. He was married twice and had 2 children. Gacy worked as a building contractor and was known for dressing up as a clown to entertain children at parties and parades. His first known murder occurred in 1972 when he killed a teenage boy who had run away from home. Gacy was known for luring his victims to his home, where he would sexually assault and murder them. He kept the bodies of his victims in the crawl space of his house and buried others in his backyard. Gacy was arrested in 1978 after a 15-year-old boy went missing, and police discovered evidence linking Gacy to the disappearance. In total, Gacy was convicted of 33 murders and was sentenced to death. He was executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994, at the Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois. Gacy's case is notable for the high number of victims and the fact that he often targeted young men and boys. He was known for using his position as a respected member of the community to gain the trust of his victims and avoid suspicion. Gacy's story has been the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries, which have contributed to his notoriety as one of America's most notorious serial killers. Gacy's legacy is one of horror and tragedy, with his actions causing immense pain and suffering for his victims and their families. Gacy's case also shed light on the issue of missing children and the need for better systems to track and find them. After his arrest, Gacy admitted to his crimes and provided details about the murders, which helped to identify some of the victims and bring closure to their families. Gacy's house, where many of the murders occurred, was demolished in 1979 and the property was turned into a community garden. Gacy's story has had a lasting impact on popular culture, with his image as a clown often used in horror movies and other media. Despite the passage of time, the memory of Gacy's crimes and the horror that they inflicted on his victims and their families continues to be felt, and his case remains one of the most infamous in the history of American true crime. These are just some of the facts about John Wayne Gacy, but they illustrate the brutality and violence of his crimes and the impact that they had on his victims and their families. It is important to remember the victims and the human toll of such atrocities, rather than the infamy of the perpetrator.
If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to be notified when more stories are uploaded.